Hey friends, Bruce here with Cross Country 3, January 2026. I'm sure you understand by now that it is no accident that January gives us the opportunity with unity of mind and unity of heart to remember that under the value of human dignity covers both the right to life and combating human trafficking. We understand that human dignity is God-given. We are created in His image. Human dignity is the foundation of a just and a compassionate society. It is the pillar of America's growth and success. It calls us first to uphold the national right to life, recognizing that every human person, born or unborn, young or old, has absolute inherent value. And that value must be protected by our laws and by our actions. It also demands, of course, decisive action to combat human trafficking, that grave violation that treats people as commodities rather than persons. And I hate that with a passion. By defending life and confronting exploitation, we affirm that every human being deserves freedom, protection, and the opportunity to live with dignity and purpose. As you may know, President Trump made an address yesterday on January 22nd, and he said this: "On July 4, 1776, our Declaration of Independence righteously affirmed that every human being is endowed by Almighty God with the unalienable right to life. In the 250 years since, our commitment to this truth has been the source of our strength and the foundation of our greatness, and it has helped America remain the single greatest force for justice and for human flourishing in the history of this world." President Trump continued, "This National Sanctity of Human Life Day, we renew our steadfast commitment to fostering a culture that respects, that upholds, and that cherishes the inherent dignity and the infinite worth of every precious human soul." Now, that's powerful, passionate, and it's true. He continued, "Today we uphold the eternal truth that every human being is created in the holy image and the likeness of God." That's true. "Blessed with infinite worth and boundless potential." We celebrate heroic leaders, parents, students, and everyday citizens, including those gathering for the March for Life in Washington, D.C. That's happening this weekend. "These have courageously advocated," he said, "for the most vulnerable and stood up for those who cannot stand up for themselves." President Trump said, "As president, I pledge to always be a voice for the voiceless and to never tire in fighting to protect the intrinsic dignity of every child, born and unborn." Today, he said, "I call on the American people to join me in honoring the dignity of every human life, including those not yet born, to continue to care for women in unexpected pregnancies, and to support, of course, adoption and foster care in a more meaningful way so that every child can have a loving home." Finally, President Trump said, "I ask every citizen of this great nation to listen to the sound of silence caused by a generation that's been lost to us, and then raise their voices for all affected by abortion, both seen and unseen." My friend, that's powerful. That's priceless, a convictional statement. Friends, human trafficking, also known as trafficking in persons, includes both forced labor and sex trafficking. It not only represents a threat to the international peace and security of our world, but also it undermines, of course, the rule of law. It robs millions of their dignity. of their freedom. It enriches transnational criminals and terrorists. It threatens our public safety and national security. There are estimated today to be more than 27 million people, adults and children, subjected to human trafficking around the world, including the United States. It's pathetic. Traffickers often take advantage of the instability caused by natural disasters, conflict, pandemic. Certainly that took place during COVID-19. Traffickers continue to perpetuate crime, growing and finding ways to innovate and to capitalize on the chaos. Their evil never rests. Please hear me. God says in Psalm 139, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. My friend, you are created in his image, both male and female. You matter. Everyone matters. So protecting human dignity is not just something in January, it's all year long, 365. It is fighting the good fight of faith. So we stand for the unborn, mothers in need, families trying to do it right in today's world. And we stand alongside those striving to end human trafficking. We vehemently stand against the perpetrators. I do. Cross Country 3 does. And I have no shame in saying that the perpetrator, the predator, deserves not peace, but pain. And he will get it, either in this life or the one to come. God is judge, and he created me with some discernment to love what he loves and to hate what he hates. And that's what I do. I love the brokenhearted, but I hate the evil ways of the predator. I support law enforcement's effort to put an end to their reign of terror. I pledge to be resilient and resolute to fight the good fight of faith, not just through the month of January, but every day. I want to help to pursue civil and prosperous society here in America. And may God bless our law enforcement channels to bring predators to justice and to protect those who are good and right. Again, Psalm 139, fearfully and wonderfully made, and also created in God's image, male and female. You matter, and so do they. Everyone matters. I hope that you find this message a convictional statement, a statement of truth. I hope it finds a home in your heart and that you begin to take steps to make sure that human dignity is honored. Where human dignity is not honored and lifted up, it becomes a godless society. I'm going to be relentless in my pursuit of truth, stability. I will be resilient. I will be resolved. I hope that God builds in me a man of fortitude and a man of faith. Those are big steps to take, but I hope that you'll join me in that effort. I hope that you'll join Cross Country 3 in that effort. I hope that you will be at God's best in this time and in this place. I believed you were called for such a time as this. Thanks for listening. God bless. Till next time.